Well, Sarah Humphreys from ECM heard our band at the Jazz Standard. That was with Jason Moran, Ashik Waits, and Drew Gress. And she really liked the music a lot. There was really no idea in my mind that Manfred would be interested in this project. So I wasn't really thinking, oh, I hope Manfred records us. It was more that she was really enthusiastic about it, and I had heard that she was pitching some projects in Manfred, but I didn't really think that was going to happen. And then one day, I'm at Systems 2 doing somebody's record, and got an email saying, "Oh, Manfred wants to record the band." So I did a double take, and once I thought about that, I got really excited about that idea. And we already had a little bit of a history. We did the record Cognitive Dissonance on Cam Jazz, and we didn't play that band didn't play that much, but we played a couple times a year since 2004. So we had really built up a bit of a history there, and we played a fair amount of material that hadn't been recorded. And then from that point, I wrote some other things, and we came into the studio, and we were ready, and things flowed very easily. And I think Manfred prefers to record music that way, and so do I. So the record happened quickly. I think we recorded in about a day and a half. We were done tracking. Started to mix on the second day. And I'd never done a record that way, so in some ways, I kind of liked that. I didn't really have time to obsess over anything. I had to make quick decisions about takes, and certainly he had some clear ideas about what he thought should be on the record, and we were basically in agreement about everything. And so the record was done quickly, and it was easy. It was easy to do, and that's attributed mostly by the ability of these musicians to get into the music and make it happen quickly. And that's always been the history of that band. We don't play that much, we don't rehearse that much, but those guys bring it every single time. So that was really a great experience, and it was great working with Manfred. Great seeing him mix the music. He had ideas about the music, but mostly his presence was in the mixing of the record, and that was something to experience. Oh well, I mentioned 8081. That's one. But for sure, New High by Kenny Wheeler. That was a very influential record for me. I listened to that a lot. I listened to so much Kenny that I got to a point where I had to stop listening to Kenny. His playing and his music was so strong. In fact, I just listened to New High on the plane going back from Europe the other day. I hadn't listened to it in a while, and there's something about that record. There's something about it. I thought I had I thought I had a clear idea about that record, then I heard it again, and I heard it in a different light. So that, and the other Keith records, the Keith, Facing You. A lot of this music really came to the foreground for me when I was a student at Cal Arts. Certainly studying with Charlie, but also meeting some students who were into that music, and it was a little new for me. But but certainly New High would be at the top of the list for me. That was a record that I listened to hundreds of times. And going into that record, though, I actually didn't really want to think about ECM at all. I tried not to do that, and it's kind of interesting. We're doing another record at the end of September, and since then, as I'm now getting ready for that record, am thinking about ECM a little more, and I'm open to that influencing me a little more in terms of just how I want the record to sound. A little bit. I don't want to think to myself that I want to make a stylistic record, but that idea of the aesthetic of those records, I'm kind of letting that influence me a little bit this time. Belonging was another record around that time that that I just absolutely wore it out, you know. So, so yeah, I'm thinking a little more about, you know, I'm an ECM artist, and you know, I didn't really want to think about that. I just wanted to do what I did, and you know, going into that record, recording the Baida record, that was something that I didn't know. You know, I was thinking, what would Manfred want me to do, and I was wrestling with that, you know, whether or not I should really tap into that idea or just do what I did. So I kind of met it halfway a little bit. But yeah, Belonging and you know, the other European quartet records and all that stuff, you know, that, you know, amazing music. This is Ralph Alessi. For more videos, go to jazztimes.com.